All right, happy, beautiful day, and welcome to this amazing and powerful call. I'm honored to have the privilege of introducing the people that you are going to hear speak, and they come from not just your normal environment, but they come with a wealth of experience. And in life, I'm always selective with who I partner with, because in the past, yes, we all have made mistakes and we learned, right? And then eventually, it's only through those mistakes that we learn and we find the credible and powerful people. And I think it was about a week ago, I was on a call with, we call it the launch call for this beautiful project called BANCUS, which we all can use and benefit from. And upon just hearing a few words of Mr. Alejandro speak, I knew that, this guy is coming from a good part in his heart to help the world, basically bridge the gap with all the challenges people may have in the countries and stuff like that. And it's very rare that you meet someone where they just speak a few words and you begin to see the vision. And Alejandro is one of those people that are rare in my life, and I saw that, and I got very curious about how we can help many more people. And it's only through that, through his vision, when he speaks, you will hear that. And through that, I believe we have something that's going to help millions of people worldwide and also compensate them along the way as well for their efforts. So that's my little bit that I know about him. But the person who knows a lot more is the person I chose to lock arms with on the blockchain. So whether you hear from any of the projects or whether you hear from just crypto, you've been invited. Welcome to the call, because this is beneficial for you and everyone you may know going forward. Because as you know, the world is basically running towards the ecosystem of cryptocurrency. Whether you like it or not, it's here. It's inevitable, right? It will be here to stay. So this lady is dynamic. She had a hand in bringing in the FIFA World Cup to South Africa. And one thing about her as well, that on the blockchain, she's the most credible person I know. So when she says something is good, that means she has done her weeks, her months, and her years of research on it to see that it's good. And she has a heart of gold. We had many events together as well, some of them online, and then one of them in person. And the amount of give back she does, it doesn't go unnoticed because of her heart of gold. She loves helping people, and when she showed me this opportunity, I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see how we can help South Africa change the way they look at crypto, but also help them earn it and spend it in a beautiful way to help their families. So you're going to hear from her right now, and I want to introduce you to our wonderful Prema, all the way from South Africa, but also helping people around the world. She's helped millions of people. It's hard to put their number on the amount of people's lives she's impacted, but I'm one of them. So welcome to the call, Prema.
Thank you very much, Zaf. I'm not going to take too much of time because you all know I love to speak. I want to hand the mic over to Mr. Alejandro. It's so important who you lock arms with. Like Zaf just said, from my side, I haven't shared this testimony, but I looked for 6 months. Maybe Dr. Leacho knows, Zach knows. I looked for 6 months for a bridging, uh, um, an anchor where we can do what we are doing now, which everybody, if you're new on the call, you're going to get to know what we're presenting. I don't want to take the time, but I want to say it's so important who we season with, because our seasons become journeys. And for me, meeting Alejandro, down to earth, very knowledgeable on the blockchain, no brain surgery, no explaining. Actually, this was my question. When you click, you click. And from that perspective, it worked out well. There was two cards on the doorstep, and the specific reason of going to understand what BANCUS is about, which will come through in the presentation. It's not just giving somebody your time, energy, which is the most expensive currency. It's also being able to know who will walk with the people. So from a business perspective, yes, the case study is it's going to create a lot of use case. It is a utility card, but from a vibration or an energy, there's so much of synchronicity you all will find in Alejandro. So with that, over to you, Alejandro. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and we're honored to have you here. Over to you. Thanks, Af.
How are you, Prima? Good day and good afternoon, and probably good night to some of the places that you are. I'm actually really excited to be here because there's very few times that you can actually be in a place with where the people is so oriented in the same values, goals, and ideas that you have. So I'm actually really, really excited to be here and see all these amazing people around here. And like Prima said, I think we're in a point in life that everybody has to actually um, understand exactly what we want in life. And everybody has to understand that all of you probably, I've never done a multi-level company. I know a lot of the owners, but I know that for some reason, not always things goes right. And and people start to lose faith on actually companies and on people and on how to do things. So we being a tech company more than anything else, we're excited to be able to just add value, real value with people like you guys that can help us grow um, and expand the way we want to. If you guys could see what has happened on the back office since the day we met you guys, Prima, the doctor, Saf, all of you guys, it's incredible how things have changed um, so fast regarding not only numbers, but how a lot of people have actually um, jump into and help our vision, which is the most important thing at the end. So for me, it's a pleasure to be here. We'll talk in detail about a lot of stuff, about our vision, about what we like and how we see things different. We'll be open to questions at the end so we can actually answer all the questions that you guys have. Um, but just wanted to say hello before anybody starts the presentations. And pretty much just let me know who do I pass control to so they can actually explain, and then we'll jump in to continue with everything that we're doing. Let me pass you control, Prima, for a second.
Okay, so Alejandro, is it possible that we start with you? We will come in just for the compensation because there's a few new people. If you can share the vision and the birth of how BANCUS was created. There are also blockchain people here and they are networkers. So from a networking perspective, what is it that they've got in their hand to bridge the gap? If it was a one-on-one call that you've been doing with us, just as open and basically what you would share.
Yes,
Where we
perfect, perfect.
going? Yes, over to you.
Perfect. I'll tell you a little bit about what we've done. So we've been. I only have one more partner. So actually, it works a lot because it's a really good way that there's no bureaucratic stuff, and we actually work very fast in decision making. Um, and since 2015, we've been in the blockchain industry, and we've done everything you can imagine. We've lost also money in the process, but we've done all. So nobody can tell us the stories because we've actually done it ourselves. We were the biggest mining company in 2015 when mining crypto was amazing. We had 14,000 Baikal Giant B machines with an algorithm that would sell everything at 12 o'clock at night and change it to Bitcoin because there was no USDT at that time. But we did that. We did a lot of OTC. We participated in most of the ICOs at that time. And in 2019, we were the first Latin America blockchain company to actually went public into the Canadian Stock Exchange. So we understand completely about regulations also. At that point, we signed a no competition agreement for 1 year. And after 1 year, we went to Colombia to open a small office, which became a 325 employee office right now. And we are focusing on everything that has to do with disruptive technologies, artificial intelligence, um, metaverse, DeFi, blockchain, crypto, everything that you can imagine, tokenization of real world assets. But in the last 3 years, we've focused a lot on actually getting all the regulations possible. We went around the world looking for which ones could be the best licenses and regulations to have. And honestly, we would go, to give you an example, to Estonia, buy a license, pay $50,000. And when we got it, then people would say, oh, no, 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 that's not the good one. The good one is from Lithuania. We would go to Lithuania, do the same thing. So we spent probably 6 good months buying a lot of licenses from around the world: Dominica, Lithuania, Estonia, Switzerland. And honestly, none of those licenses are good enough. So we decided to come here to Mexico, where I'm right now, and actually get regulated here. Mexico is the number one Latin America country on fintech regulations. So we came here, got our license in place. As it is right now, we have a fintech license, um, a SOFOM, a SOFIPO, VASP license from Europe, which is Virtual Asset Service Provider, a money transmitter license in the US, in Mexico for America, and in Europe. Um, and after we got all those things, what we did was we actually went to Visa and asked them for a program they have called Cross Border. That means that we can actually onboard any person from any part of the world, and that's what we did. And first year, which was last year that we were operating formally, we were aiming to get 5,000 users. At the end of last year, we got 9,400, and it was only focuses on crypto enthusiasts, people that love crypto around the world. This year, we decided to focus more on exchanges, brokers, and MLM companies, and that's when everything changed. We were aiming to have, at the end of this year, 25,000 users. We closed July 31st with 42,000 users, which is almost double as we wanted to have at the end of the year. And all of that is actually an accomplishment that we didn't did alone. We were lucky enough to meet people like you guys that help us create community. And I believe that part of our success is based on a couple of things. One, let me show you. This is our Visa card, the BANCUS Visa. This is plastic card, and then we have a metal card. And in a few minutes, they'll explain everything in detail. But these cards, they get directly to your door, any place in the world. So when we put this together, instead of actually trying to put together something that would make us pay for all our marketing, we decided to put in a compensation package, a referral package. We're not an MLM company. We're just a company that is looking for partners. We're not looking for employees, which is very important. And all of you guys being partners, we think we have to compensate you the right way. Even though 5% is a lot of money, the reality is that in order for you guys to get excited and make money, we have to share a lot of our profits. So that's what we did. 35% of the sell price of the cards goes directly to you guys. That is distributed automatically. And more important, 25%, which is 1% of all the loading fees, goes directly to you guys. So I have a lot of friends in the MLM industry, so I know everything that they've gone through. I know how they started, and I know how all they were millionaires and make a lot of money. And I know also from one day another how they became broke because the owner of the company they represented just run with the money. So I understand completely everything that has happened in the industry. And we understanding that is that we put this program together because it's based on real money and where the money is coming from. The money only comes from two things. One is the selling of the cards, which is a physical thing we give people, and we share a percentage of that. And the other one is from actually the percentage of the loading fees. So the money is real and we know where it's coming from. So all these times that you guys come into a company and they guarantee you 30% per month of your investment, which it will never happen because there's nothing that gives you that kind of money sustainable. We've changed all of that, giving percentage of real money. So the reality is that we're extremely excited. We are probably, if not the best, one of the best technology companies in the world right now on disruptive technologies, but we are by far the worst creating community. Um, I really, uh, I really appreciate what you guys do because you guys have to deal with the ego of people, with everybody complaining about everything. People wanted money up front because the industry is like that. So what you guys have accomplished, being able to actually uh, understand and create communities, it's insane. So with a good product like us, and you guys on board creating community, we will make history, like Seth was saying earlier. Um, we've gone through a lot in life, and we're in a point in our life right now that there's a couple of things that we don't put at risk, and a couple of ways we have decided to work in all our companies. One is all our strategies have to be based on profit with a purpose. We don't do companies that don't have a purpose. And it can have different purposes. The purpose of Bancus itself, uh, Bancus is actually, the name Bancus comes from the Bank of Us. And the idea is being able to give empowering to people that you guys are partnered with us in everything we do. And you can see it on everything, on the way we're presenting the opportunities, on the way we share the profits, on the way we're open to getting suggestions from everything. So it's actually the Bank of Us. And the purpose of the Bank of Us, which is Bancus, is being able to democratize the DeFi financial industry, giving people real opportunities to not only make money but solve problems. The number one problem we're solving immediately is the monetization of the crypto assets. So that's one thing that we do. Everything we do has to be profit with a purpose. The other thing that we have decided that we won't put at risk at this point in our life is actually our peace of mind. And it wasn't always like that. A couple of years ago, we actually didn't understand the real life, what real life was about. And we only focus on money. We will wake every day just thinking how to make money. And life is like this. When you're not in the right path, the universe or God will come in and slap you in the face to make you understand that that's not the right path. If you don't understand it, he'll punch you in the face. Then he'll throw you to the floor. He'll kick you where you're in the floor until you actually understand that that's not the right path. And it happened to us. And that's just life. Humans, we are stubborn. We don't understand things at the first, so we have to get, um, let's say, a couple of hits so we understand it. So at this point in life, the only thing we don't put at risk is our peace of mind. There's nothing we value more than the peace of life we have today, that we can go out, walk around, answer the phones, have no problems with anybody. And for us, that's really important. And the third thing that we have the gratitude of being able to have right now is that for many years we had to work with people even if we don't like them, and that's a reality. Sometimes we had to work with people that we don't like them, but it was a good business, so we had to stay working with them. At this point, we only work with people that we like their values, their goals, their path they're taking. So those are the three things that we don't put at risk at any point right now, and that we don't negotiate. Like I told you, we're not looking for employees. We're looking more for partners that will help us grow this. Believe me, the card is just the tip of the iceberg. Bancus has a lot of other services, but the number one that we promote right now is that one, because it's the easiest one for people to understand and enter. Um, We do have a big community right now, but the good news is that everything we're doing in the countries that you are is completely virgin. Our 42,000 users are mostly from Latin America and Spain. And because we are decentralized, there's a lot of clients coming in that just want to be able to be anonymous, which is part of what life is looking for right now. So it's not that we don't like paying taxes. We actually promote people to pay taxes, but we like to pay the right taxes, not the ones that people charge us. We just want to pay what it's really fair. Um, so as it is today, we do have an amazing product. We have this is not a project. This is actually something. This is a technology company that has been in the market for many years, and this specific Bancus has been has been live for 2 years now, with full regulation, but as decentralized as it can be. And I think that you guys have an amazing opportunity here, because it's not always that my partner and me got in touch with community leaders that are more concerned about their community than about themselves. Not once, even today, Prima or the doctor or staff or any of you guys have asked me not once for something that will benefit you guys personally instead of the community. All my questions and all my discussions with Prima have been of she asking for stuff for the community. Can we give them this? Can we open this? Can we add this networks, blockchain networks, so people feel more comfortable? So we're in the perfect combination. We're in the perfect storm. We have a great product that it's already working, and we have a great community, which is you guys that understand how this works and that can make us go to the next stage. It's a different level when we put everybody in the same page working together. Um, in order to do that, everybody has to understand that we all have the same goal, which is more than money. It's actually empowering people, solving a monetization problem around the world, and helping people around to be able to fulfill their dreams. Um, Money should not be the goal, but sadly, we live in a world that money is very important. And in order to have peace of mind, the financial component is also very important. That's why there's a couple of things in here. One, all payments are done automatically in real life time. You guys don't have to wait for us for anything. Payments are done immediately. Um, Number two, the compensation plan on the or the referral on the selling of the card is very high. It's 35% in 3 levels. And the best thing about this is that there is um, an income that's a residual income that will get to you in real lifetime for life. Every time somebody loads the card, you guys will make money and I'll make money. And that's the beauty of this, because it's not only the sell of the card, it's actually that residual income. I laugh when I see all these credit card companies saying, hey, I'll give you 1% back, cash back of everything that you spend. I don't want to spend my money and get 1% back. I want my friends to spend their money and I get 1% back. That's what I like. And that's what we put together. You don't need to spend to make money. Your friends through your referrals will spend and make the money, and you will actually get it in your wallet. Um, to end this, and then I'll give the mic to Prim again. I think that there's a couple of things very important. We all in life have to sell at some point of another a product that we don't like, or that it's not the best product we've seen, and we still sell them. At this point right now, understanding that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold, the card itself, it's something we don't have to sell. You'll see it. As soon as people see that you have a crypto card that works, that it's Visa, that works around the world in any ATM or works in any establishment, people will jump in and ask you to sell them the card, which is great. So there, you don't have to struggle or give hard pitch to be able to actually sell the card. You'll see it yourself. Everybody needs a card like this. So my most exciting thing that I always tell people is that combination of stuff. We really understand the value of a clean community, and that's what we're creating. The only thing we want to do is create history by having the first DeFi company in the world that it's actually owned by everybody, but more important, that solves real life problems and pays in real time. So, Prima, I'll stay here obviously for any questions and I'll hear the whole presentation. But I think more than anything, at the end, if anybody wants to ask questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But feel free to take over, Prima, and I'll be here just waiting. If there's anything that you think I missed, let me know so I can actually collaborate on that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alejandro. And thank you for appreciating the people from that context of. I think we have a very good community, and we definitely want to raise the DeFi flag very, very high. It's all about being diligent in our own protocol, pay our taxes, but it's also about creating. I don't know, more than just freedom of expression. So, if you're new on the call, we're not going to go through the whole presentation. We'll kind of springboard from where Alejandro has left off, giving you a little bit of a detail of the card. Before I go through, I want to open the mic for Dr. Loago. Because we're going to collaborate. I'll do the presentation. I'd like him to greet the people. Zaf, if you can help us, I'm going to keep my mic open so I don't have to. There we go. Doc, over to you.
Thank you very much, Prima, for allowing me to say something. And I like the tone of Alio today. He's so calm, and the way he put his storyline. I like when listening to a person speaking her life out, not mechanical, but flowing, telling the story of what he has put before us. So I love you for that, Alio, and you are God sent. You have allowed yourself to be a bridge, because when you talk to us, you will say crypto lag is the bridge between you and Visa, but we see you in between as a bridge between the blockchain profits that we are making with fiat. So and indeed, BANCUS, like you are saying, is bank for us. So we needed a reliable, stable, transparent crypto bank service, and you provided it for us. Now we can comfortably engage ourselves in making money in the blockchain, knowing that our powers that be, that I'm sorry to say, they are not for the people, they are powers for themselves. They will always look to see how they twist our arms to get what belongs to us through, like you are saying, through taxing, regulation, and everything. But we know that several times you have come here to us and told us that the no KYC issue should not even bother us, because you have done KYC with Visa that is supplying you with the plastic cards, and you have gone further to invest in the production of the metal card, and you get the chip from Visa. So for you to have so much confidence in this platform and availing yourself, like I said, to be a bridge, it's giving us and our network members confidence in continuing to make profits in the blockchain, and then from there, knowing that they have a tool to spend their money. Thank you very much. And let me say hi to everyone and say, please, you are here in the right place at the right time. And then after this, thank the person who invited you here, because from here, we are going to be seeing more numbers, Mr. Alio. We are going to see more numbers coming in, because this is what people were just waiting to see you hear you and feel your heart. Over to you, Prima.
Thank you very much, Doc. Okay, so I was going to start into the compensation, but to make it simpler for Nelly and the guys that's a bit concerned about regulated protocol, which we refer to as a dinosaur, I'm going to rather just start here. Okay. So when you look at your, I'm just going to cover this and then we go into the compensation. So when you look at your, and Nelly, because I think this might be your first attendance, so that's why the question. So when you look at your regulated protocol, they have a right to be there, but they are centralized. So picture this. This is Visa, okay? This is the dinosaur, that protocol that charges fees. And this is you, okay, Nelly? So if you are tapping, for instance, you got to go via your old dinosaur to actually get to Visa, right? So what's happening here? Your service fees, every time you tap or you do a withdrawal or you shop online, there's a centralized service fee, which is coming from where? It's coming from this sector. They have a right. They work for you. They are your broker. Okay. Now, also, when you look at a license, here our funds are not inbound. We are not reducing the fiat hub into crypto from bankers' perspective, even though you're doing it in your projects. You are buying crypto. You reducing that value. You are not doing that in bankers. What do I mean? Your fiat is not inbound. We are so well organized from a protection FSP treasury perspective. If this is you and you are inbound with your fiat, then I would say, oh, Alejandro, we need some. Anyway, I won't even do a project like that. Here, your income that you're already earning, that you're already disclosing in your income to your revenue services, okay? You are using outbound finance. So you're taking it from crypto, you're basically importing the dollars into your engine, your economic engine, your household per capita. So let's go back to the graph on the left. Okay, so this is your broker, he works for you. Every time you shop online, by default, it's got to go to him, even though you're using Mr. Visa. Visa is creating the gateway. Now, in our instance, this is you, okay? You're going directly to Visa. In between, there's something called CryptoLot. You can Google that. And it's got a relationship with bankers. Now, without this relationship with bankers, this CryptoLot will take more than 40 minutes. But because of the liquidity sitting inside bankers, it's facilitating your instant transaction. So now let's look quickly. This is for Nelly. Doc, I wasn't going to present this. You aware we were going to go, so we don't take time from Alejandro, and we need him more in terms of being with us, you know. So Nelly and the guys who's on the old school dinosaur, when you are earning your crypto, we're working with what? We're working with USDT, which is a stable coin. We're also working on this USDT is sitting on TRC20. Sorry about that. ERC20, and of course your BAP20, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying every time you are earning, where you're already earning, be it in trade, be it in arbitrage, be it in centralized rug pools, it doesn't matter where you are earning, be it in the blockchain where we work on the blockchain on smart contracts. It doesn't matter where you are earning. This is outbound. You take in your crypto from a wallet which is sitting on the ledger, it's sitting on the blockchain, and you are by your own custody. It's your own prerogative. You are transferring to a Nelly, take a photo, to a top up system. This is a top up. If you don't put the money there, you're not going to be spending it. So even my advice to you guys, if you're not buying a Maserati, okay, and you're buying bread and milk, don't bring your Maserati income to the BANCUS app. It's all about the top up system. It's all about creating or leveraging of a solution. So if you're buying bread and milk and you need to bring $20 from your crypto to do that, do it. Because at the end of the day, here you are working with what? A stable coin. Wherever your crypto is sitting, not in Trust Wallet, not in SafeBell, you are keeping your big crypto somewhere safe. It's not a stable coin. So based on the upward curves we are having right now, you are benefiting. So I hope that helps. Now I'm going to quickly go into the compensation, which won't take long. So we can give the mic back to Zaf, and he can take it over with Roger. So let's look at how the system is built. Okay, we're referring to this 4%. And what is this 4%? This 4% is for the people, by the people. We are creating this liquidity. It's not Tom and Jerry who's giving it to Peter and Paul. You are creating the liquidity. And in a donation process, you are paying one another, but the liquidity is coming from what we do. Now, here's the good thing. That Tom and taken from Peter, giving to Paul, is a phantom reality in most instances. You take from Peter, you give to Paul, and then there's just not enough liquidity when Paul refuses to come back into the project as a rebuy. You know, that's a collapsing mechanism. Here, your product in your hand, the service from a Visa, is not a phantom reality. It's a process, it's a flow, it's a solution, it's a anchor, it's a gateway for you to bridge your crypto into your fiat world. How do you do it? You tap your Visa. How do you top up? You earn wherever you're earning. Now, the good thing with BANCUS, there is an affiliate side, and let's look at it with more in depth. So this 4%. It's a service fee that BANCUS has put into it. But guess what, guys? They don't take the 4%. There's 1% being dispersed as on the affiliate side, and you'll see it when I get to the slide, dispersed over 3 levels. So this 1% is the liquidity we're working on for which part of the project? It's the residual. I'm going to go through the foundation of how you create your residual income. So let's quickly go through this slide. Only 4%, let me just write it down for people who like mind maps. So this 3%, like I was saying, is going to the developer. In this case, it's a management team as well, and they pay for offices, they pay for various things because there is a DAO. Now, when you look at the 1%, this 1% is being dispersed to the community. So basically, it's for the people, by the people, but not a phantom reality, because at the end of the day, you will have repeat sales. Why? Because people would want to purchase from the affiliate side, circle of influence, the COI, circle of influence would be ongoing, continuous, and building this engine in a good way. Because here it's not a sale, it's a solution. So, with that being said, let me just go back to this PDF. I bring my pen quickly. So, of course, when we say only 4%, you can see from here how it's dispersed. So these fees is charged whenever somebody tops up their card, their expenses they are dealing with, of which 1% is distributed, is dispersed through the reward program. Now, this is very important to mention. No one can tap into your wallet to take out a auto ship. There's no auto ship, no maintenance, monthly fee, no yearly fee. And the way I've just explained now, thanks to Nelly, this ATMs, no charges on your ATM withdrawal. So let's just reiterate that, right? If this is Visa, this is the dinosaur, and this is you are not going via the broker who works for you. You can call him by any name. Um, but he did do well for us in the old world because we were able to buy houses, cars, etc., etc. In fact, when your parents wrote their very first check, they were already in the crypt space. Now, by eliminating this, tell me, where is the ATM fees? Because your broker no longer works with you. He's eliminated. So hence the ATM, no charges. And also, when you're shopping online for Nike, Puma, Amazon, McDonald's, you're able to swipe without the dinosaur involved. So that's another thing to mention. So just very quickly, there was something I was going to tell you about the swiping, but it will come to me as we go. Now let's look at the foundation of this. Where does this journey start in terms of how do we get to that disbursement? I'll quickly cover how it's dispersed, and then we go to what Alejandro has introduced to us. So we're looking at a card top up, right? Which is a reward opportunity. And each time somebody tops up, there's a disbursement over 3 levels, which is 0.285, 0.43%, and 0.285%. So each time a card is reloaded by a user, BANCUS rewards those in the referral network with 1% distributed across all 3 levels. Now, this ensures that there is a dual income from active card usage worldwide. So what are we doing? We're doing the job once correctly, and people gravitate and explode their top of mind by experiential marketing. This marketing is not a hook approach. It will become a top of mind. There's only 2 types of marketing, a hook approach and a top of mind. But this is experiential marketing. Your experience will create the traction and footprint. So very similar like TikTok and YouTube, you would start creating that traction unapologetically, building your ecosystem. YouTubers and TikTok guys, they get paid unapologetically. They can laugh on their posts, they can cry on their posts, and there's a attraction toward it. Here you bring your solution to your community or people you know, people you don't know, you would create that traction to your build, Now let's look at very quickly this part of the compensation. In fact, this is the foundation. This is where it all begins. It's the card sale of the card. Okay, so this is your anchor to get going with us. There are two types of cards, a plastic and a metal. The defining line between both, your metal gives you a spend of 50K per day. Your plastic gives you a spend of 2,500 per day. So of course the difference is a $45 for the plastic card and $85 for the metal card. A lot of us have just gone straight up on the $85 card purely because not just about status in terms of having something more expensive. I think it's more that we aspire to inspire. If words have power, if we think about the 50K a day, we'll drop somewhere in between. Am I correct? So aim high and you achieve higher. So let's look at this now. I'm going to do the $85 one. The shipping cost, the courier, takes 3 weeks, and that's why it's only $10. Okay, we've arranged with Alejandro that we want to do like a hub system, a hub and spoke. Their partner is DHL. And while I'm on this, I want to say this quickly about the shipping. Guys, there's so many orders, but the addresses are completely bombastic. There's no postal code. There's missing information. And you know what? You're not just slowing your community down. You're slowing you down as well. So we're going to send out 15 cards to everyone. It's already departed on Friday. Many went. And that is why the USA, our own partners in our ecosystem, received it 2 days later, because they obviously know how to complete a DHL Weibull and the information was captured correctly. That information is not for bankers. That is for their DHL partner. Okay, because we're not regulating a funnel. We're not sending out a funnel when we capture info. Not me, when the guys are importing that data. They are importing it or exporting it specifically for shipping. So that's also one of the delays, but I didn't want to talk about it. I just mentioned it now. $10 out of the $85 goes into the shipping. So we are left with, for the commission on the card sale, we left with $75. 10% goes to level 1, 15% to level 2, and 10% to level 3. So to make it easier, this is what it looks like. Your level 1 is, I'll do it here, it's actually on the slide, $7.50. Your level 2, maybe I must put dollars, because some of our countries in Africa is far from the dollar, 11.25. And then your L3, level 3, is again 10%. So it is, sorry about that, $7.50. So with this being said, it's a very, very easy way to affiliate your opportunity. All of you are already on board partnering with us, but it's important to understand the loopholes. And the loopholes is exactly what Nelly asked. That kind of question is not, your question is beautiful, Nelly, not that. I mean, the relationship with the KYC or licenses. Let's understand it well so we know what the DeFi world brings to us. And most importantly, in the DeFi world, don't gravitate when they want you to do KYC. Then it's not DeFi. Okay, so this is just reiterating your 10% on level 1, $7.50. Your 15% gives you $11.25 on level 2, and on level 3 you've got $7.50 again. So thank you very much for giving me time and listening. I give the mic back to Dr. Leacho before we bring in Zap to take over and coordinate with us. Over to you, Doc.
Brilliant. Brilliant presentation, my dear. Your your speed was supersonic, but you managed to capture in brief the concept, just reiterating what my brother Alio said, and also giving the money side. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe you now see the money aspect of those of you who are coming in as team builders. We need to spread the love. Let's spread this card all over Africa, all over the continent, because this is a great solution. Thank you very much. I will not be able to add up anything. Prima, you just hit the nail on the head. So, Zaf, we have some other speakers. I don't know whether we are going to engage the questions first, either from what Prima just presented and also from what Alio presented, before we get in the motivational speakers to come in. Prima.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, I was just going to check with Zaf. We've also got Temba Makwane here. You all know he's a television personality. So if you can get ready to maybe give us your intake or uptake or upload, Temba, it will be lovely to hear from you. Now I give the mic to Zaf. Thank you, Zaf. Over to you. Oh, Doc, to answer your question, let's go on with the program, and then then we go into outside the formalities, because I'd like to hear from Roger. Zaf is going to introduce Roger, but what I can tell you about this gentleman, he's with us on 2 OP chain projects. That's how I know Roger, and he's brought an amazing opportunity to us. Over to you, Zaf.
Yeah, maybe before Zach, you come in, I will urge people just then to write questions for Alio. I can see he's still around, but please don't forget your questions for him while we move on with the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liako. Thank you so much, Prema. Can we give Prema some love in the chat? That was a brilliant presentation. And in just those few minutes, you get the whole idea about what this is and how big this can be and will be. And, when I look at and I listen to Alejandro speak, you can hear his vision, because most people speak through their mouth, but leaders speak through their heart. And you can see that. And when he mentioned for everyone who've met Prema or heard her speak, she's always about the people first. No matter how good the opportunity is, no matter how much money you throw at her, she's not cared. If it doesn't benefit the people, she doesn't want it. And in that way, you are in good hands. And as Alejandro mentioned, that he went through a lot of challenges to get it going. And that's the journey of an entrepreneur, right? When you're trying to make something happen, you're going to go through a hell of a lot of challenges. And you know what? The beautiful thing is you get better at handling them. So no matter how challenging time gets, you get better with time. It's like diamonds are not just formed, right? They form from dirt. It takes lots and lots of years of polishing to finally get the end product. And what we have here, I don't know about y'all. I can't wait to basically hold that card and swipe it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. If y'all excited to get that card, put it in the chat. You'll be getting it very, very soon. And that's my new favorite card, by the way. So thank you so much, Alejandro, for your vision. I'm gonna bring on another wonderful, wonderful visionist here as well, in the form of Mr. Roger. He's from Latin America, and he is responsible for the massive growth that's happening down there as well. And he partnered with Alejandro, and that's where vision meets application, and that's where magic tends to happen. So, Mr. Roger, I would love you to basically just tell us about your collaboration with Mr. Alejandro, and also a little bit about the card. I'm sure you have used it by now, and just give us some info and stuff about that. But most importantly, about your partnership with him. And you can take it away, Mr. Roger. With Roger, here we go.
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, no, right now I'm very happy with all the effort and all the growth and expansion that you are doing right now with Prema and all the team. We see we work in the last years in this new financial thing, and I'm very happy to know Mr. Alejandro and know this opportunity, because right now in all the different companies and different platforms that using cryptos, the one question that all the people doing is how to monetize the benefits or the earnings that they have in these platforms or in this business. Right now we have this solution, and we can use this card and have all the benefits for our money, our earns, and we can go to the ATMs and withdraw the money, and this is very important for all the people in this business. The majority people in these platforms lose money, and right now Alejandro said that right now we have an opportunity to use. And to have a real business with physical products and work not only with this card, with BANCUS card. We can produce different products for networking companies and work with the private labeling is another tool that we have. And I am very happy to see how all this growth we are doing in different countries in Europe and Africa and here in Latin America. There's a lot of people that we are using the Bancus card, and I'm here to help us to help you in all the different ways you need. And you call me, and let's do this opportunity make growth and grateful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Roger. Prema, do you want to add anything to that?
I just want to say, Roger, there's a lot of testimonials from Latin America, 42,000 people, all happy. There's a great use case, utility, and we are coming, Roger.
Okay.
We are coming. We're going to create a lot of experience and a lot of videos and be out there in the market. So we're so honored to have you here with us. And it's always good to know from a testimonial perspective that, it's working, no issues, and you guys are riding out the wave. So we will follow. Thank you for creating the experience. It makes it that what easier for all of us to join you, and have the same experience. So from my side, Zap, I'm covered. We can give the mic to Alejandro, and then you can do the closing. Over to you. You decide, Zap, because I think there's some people that we can also open the mic. Over to you. Maybe bring Alejandro back.
All right, I'll do that. Yeah, and then we got our wonderful friend, Coach Heron, on the call as well for the closing. Let's see, Alejandro is here. Here we go. We do have some questions in the chat, Mr. Alejandro, about having a feature for, I believe it's about gold, silver as well. We can touch on that on future currency that will be there, if you don't mind. And someone asked about, can you explain about your product staking? I'm not sure if I'm getting that right, but yeah, let's start with the gold one.
Yes, we are actually a DeFi, kind of a digital bank. And if you see, there's a lot more products than just the card. And some of them have to do with actually having a marketplace for different real world assets. And you can go into the page and see some of them. But the thing that it's happening around the world with the real world assets and the tokens is that more and more companies are actually real world assets being backed by tokens, means that there are several companies we're talking to that have tokens backed by gold and different assets. So yes, definitely that's something that it's in our scoop, because the more the world understands crypto and more than crypto blockchain, the more they want to get a piece of it. So yes, definitely we're looking into that, and that's something that we'll have ready in the bank before the end of the year. The other thing is regarding the staking. Staking in the crypto world or in the blockchain world, it's nothing more than having, let's say, just a certificate. Like when you have your dollars in the bank and you block them for a couple of months and they pay you a better interest. Staking is exactly the same with cryptocurrencies. So you can do staking of several coins around the world. In BANCUS, we have a staking for several different coins, especially USDTs, and even the BANCUS token. So you can do staking for 3, 6, 9, and 12 months and get a return, get a reward in the same tokens for you blocking them for a specific period of time. So that's how it works out.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alejandro, for that. And one of the main things you said as well is profit with a purpose. You mentioned earlier on, and that's so powerful as well because that's kind of something that I live by as well. And when I started my journey, it was about the income, and eventually over the many years, I learned it's impact over income. Because if you create the impact, the money will always come, and that's the reality. You gotta help people solve a problem and be the solution instead of basically causing more problems. So thank you so much for taking this to a whole new level because we in South Africa, and I know a lot of networking companies as well would love this product. It's not something they would basically want, it's something they need. And in that way, I know you are creating raving fans, not customers. So I'm truly excited about this. Prema, do you want to add anything to that before we go on to the next guest?
No, we can move forward. Thank you.
All right.
One thing that it's important is that what you said, it's absolutely true. We have to understand that each of you guys have its own community. And obviously, that's the first people you guys would talk to. But the most important thing is that since we are a tech company and a tool, all the companies that you've been part of in the past, or all your friends that are doing other companies, they all need the card. So there's not only a card for your own community, it's for everybody. You'll see that as soon as you show it, people will get impressed. I think that Prima said something that I've never heard, and it's really impressive. And it's about the expirational marketing, because that's a reality. When you see all the testimonials we have from different parts of the world, so people actually using the card in an ATM, using the card in a point of sale and getting paid, that's when things go crazy, because the more people upload their testimonials, the more people get excited because they see the reality. So yeah, that's really good.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alejandro. Again, I just can't wait to basically do my first purchase with the card. I know it's coming. And for those of y'all that are using the affiliate program, that's great. Remember, it is an option. So those people who don't want to, you don't have to. But if you are doing something for good and you're getting paid for it, why not? And a lot of us have already have our commissions already on the card without getting the card yet because we're waiting for shipping, which I do believe will arrive early next week. So truly excited. And thank you so much once again, Mr. Alejandro, and I can't wait to meet you and your wonderful team behind the vision of this. All right, we are going to move on to our next amazing speaker. And, I met him through Prema as well, Coach Hiron. He has a wealth of experience, right? So he's built teams globally, and he also opened the Bangladesh market. He's currently based in the UK, and he has over 25 plus years of experience in networking, and he's trained and mentored thousands of people. So, Mr. Heron, could you give us some take-home points or to sum it up for all our wonderful guests?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Zaf, for allowing me to speak. And I want to, of course, definitely thank Alejandro for making the time. And there's always been speaking from the heart, and I very much appreciate that. And if we're looking at takeaway, so for me, there are certain things since I've actually been looking into working, with this. I'm thinking, okay, what is it? What is it that actually, I want? And some of the takeaways that I've actually thought of some of the things that actually have occurred to me, that what exactly are we doing here? What we are doing here, I'll share 5 things with you. That's come as a way of really looking at, okay, why am I doing this? One reason I can share with you is that Alejandro has solved, if you look at BANCUS, has solved a problem. And that problem is we are all facing. This problem that's been solved is liberating, gives control back to us in our finances. So problem has been before, I remember, when I was, taking my crypto out of an exchange or out of a particular platform, I would have to go to an exchange. I have to convert it. I have to then send it to my bank. Then my bank will ask me 10,000 questions about where's the money from, why is it here, all of those, all sorts of things like that. And then I can spend it with a Visa card. That is something that has been solved. All we are doing is simply using our crypto and we're sending it to our card and we are going about spending it. Very, very liberating. So a problem has been solved. And if a problem is solved in the most beautiful way that Alejandro has solved, if you're looking at simplicity is the hardest thing to achieve. That's really the second point. That's really the second point, really, because the simplicity, sometimes we miss the simplicity. So if you look at here, some people may dismiss this idea of BANCUS. Oh, it's just a card, it's just a prepaid card, but they don't see the bigger picture. In that simplicity lies a lot of value, and they miss that. So for me, it's the fact that there is a problem being solved through a simple, very simple, it may appear to us simple, but I'm sure Alejandro has gone through and his team has gone through a lot of trouble to actually give us this simplicity for us to be able to enjoy this, unique service that really solves our problem. And if you look at the other point, I would say the third point would be people buy people. People don't buy a company, a card, a material things, or anything like that. People buy people. So if you look at Zaf, if you look at Dr. Liago, if you look at Prima, and even Alejandro, we are not necessarily here and saying, oh, BANCUS is amazing for the fact that we don't even know BANCUS, but we know Alejandro and we know his heart, he speaks from the heart. Even though we know Prima, we know that she's going to bring something to us. We know how hard she goes to work to bring something to us. So what I'm saying is people buy people. So we should be going out there and talking from my experiences and allow people to make their own decisions. Fourth reason for me is this. I would say this is a very, very important something I realized through a gentleman who is one of the top network marketing, shall we say, is top network marketers that I've ever known. Okay, this particular gentleman said one thing. He said, a slice of income is more powerful than a chunk of income. Okay, a slice of income is more powerful than a chunk of income. Think of it this way. We are going to be earning. So if we are sharing the opportunity with others to enjoy the service, we are going to get paid each and every time, small amounts. And that adds up to bigger amount, but it's more consistent, it's better. So it's much more powerful than me just getting $1,000 or $10,000 in one time and I just spend it. But if I know that I'm getting 100, 200,000, 10,000, and I know it's consistent, so a slice of income is more powerful than a chunk of income. And if you look at, we actually have almost both of those as well. We have both of the ways of earning the chunk as well as the slice of income as well. And the final thing is really going back to the final point would be going back to the point that when I first spoke to Alejandro, he made a very, very valid point. And that valid point was, it's not about the maximum that one can spend on the card. 10K, 50K, 100K. That is not being inclusive. It's not about how much one can actually load up and spend and all that kind of stuff. For me, what he said was, it's the minimum. So a lot of the cards and a lot of the situations I've seen others where minimum spend is $10 or $5 or $20, whatever that is. Okay. Here, when he shared that is $1. $1. So can you imagine someone in India, in Africa, in Bangladesh, and wherever it is, for them, $1 or £1, as I'm in the UK, for them, it is like literally 1 week's wages. you know. So can you imagine if someone has the ability to spend £1 or $1, you through the card, this is much more inclusive and much more powerful. And giving if you look at the bankless, the places where the unbankable, shall we say, or parts of our, world, we can include them here as well. So for me, the inclusiveness, fairness, giving us liberty, giving us the opportunity to actually feel liberated. That is something that's very, very, like I said, these are the 5 takeaways. So really, a problem has been solved. Second thing is that people buy, this through a simplicity, which is really the hardest thing to achieve. People buy people. Slice of income is more powerful than a chunk of income. And the fact that there's a minimum, which is $1, as opposed to people having maximums of 10, 20,000, 100,000, which is really, like I said, yes, it's well and good, but it's not really fair and inclusive in society. So these are some of the takeaways like I said, thoughts I wanted to share with everyone. And I want to thank you for listening to me. And over to you, Zaf.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much for those powerful takeaways, Mr. Coach Heron. Truly, truly powerful and amazing person you are from the little I've been connecting with you, and I truly look forward to working with you as well. Prema, would you love to add anything to that? We do have one question in the chat. I'm not sure if you want to get to that before we close the call.
Do you have the question, Zach?
Yeah, the question is, can I link the BANCUS card as a pay gate through my website as a payment method for receiving fiat? And if I can, who do I contact to assist me in setting it up?
So
I'm going to get...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Prima.
No, go ahead, go ahead. I was going to say go ahead because I'm thinking Launchpad. Maybe
Yes,
through a Launchpad, yeah.
Actually, what is really good about that question is that I forgot to tell you, for example, the wallet that you actually have in BANCUS, it's not a concentrated wallet, and it's very important. We don't have control of that wallet. That's a unique wallet for you. So each individual person that comes in has its own wallet. So you can actually use that QR code or that actual address to give to anybody, to put in your website, to put in any place as payment method, because money will go directly to you. So yes, that can be done. And it's there's a lot of people that what they're doing actually not to get money into their accounts is exactly that. They give that address to people and said, hey, whenever you gotta pay me, don't send me money to my account because I don't want to have that in my account and then have to give explanations. Send it directly to here, and then they get it directly into the BANCUS app, and then immediately load the card and they can use it. So yes, it's perfect for that.
Back to you, Zach.
Thank you.
I think, Zach, before you go ahead, there's something very important that Heron said about the people. You have to understand that at this point in life, product is very important. No matter what it is, product is important. But most important than anything, and more important than the product itself, is the people around the project. So when you get people like you guys on board, it is insane because I've received a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, I didn't know all of you guys. And here's what happened. In the last week itself, and I don't think I told this to Prima, I've got like 7 calls from people saying, hey, there's a problem. I said, so what happened? Hey, I saw the doctor that it's already with the card. I said, yes. Oh, no, I was going to put it in. You talked me about this 3 months ago, and he's one of my best guys that I was going to ask him to join. I said, what can I do? There's people that don't act, and there's people that act. So, and it happened the same with a lot of the guys that are here that I didn't know before. It happened with Prima, with stuff, with everybody. And my answer to that is because they actually get mad at me. I'm like, hey guys, I don't have anything to do with this. No, is that you tell me about BANCUS 3 months ago? And I said, yes. And I told doctor a month ago, and now he's doing Zooms and you didn't. So no, but he was part of my team. And I said, I don't know if he's part of your team. I can tell you he's not anymore because he's doing his own stuff. But my point is, this is a product. I always tell people, I've gone to a lot of presentations that at the end of the presentation, you can actually tell, like it was presentation of a sales car agent, which are not bad, but it's like a pitch. It's just a pitch. In here, we don't have to pitch people. Anybody that you tell about the car will jump in and said, "Hey, this is a perfect product for me. How do I get it?" Um, and that's important because I've done other companies that are not that clear on what is the problem we're solving. And at the end of the day, they're great, but we struggle to get the product into the market because we didn't create it the right way, solving a problem first. This is a problem solver immediately. So you see, as we speak, I can see the back end. Let me show you. Let me see if I can share my screen for 1 second. Yes. So you can actually see live part of what's happening. Give me 1 second. Um, if you see this, can you see my screen? This is the email where the cells of the cards come in. All of these cells are actually from today. No matter which one you pick, it says, "Thanks for acquiring from Italy. Thanks for acquiring the card from Spain. Thanks for acquiring the card from Spain again." So my point is, this is something that it's so big and it's bigger than us and bigger than
I believe we lost Alejandro. Is here.
Yes, sorry. I just muted the mic. So this is bigger than all of us because it's solving a problem that everybody has. So being able to do, which is what I tell people, that I think that we're in the perfect storm. It's a good product that solves the problem, that gives an income residual, that gives an upfront money from the sale of the cards, and that because the universe, God, or however you want to call it, put us all together, we are doing insane stuff on the amount of viralization and expansion that we're doing. In our plans, in our mind, and I told this to Prima and a lot of you that were the other day, including Helen that I see here. There's crazy stuff happening that we were not expecting. We were not going to open Africa because it wasn't in our plans. We're not in a rush. Our company is 100% debt free. So it helped us not to make mistakes and jump into places without having the right partners. So we were waiting. We had no rush in jumping into some of the countries. But the universe conspires. The universe conspires when you're doing the right stuff and the right people start getting there. I don't know if it happens to you. Sometimes your lack of money and you don't know what's happening, and from one day to another, everything changes. And when you look back and, hey, what did I do different? It's not that you did different, it's that you started surrounded with the right people. And I think that God or the universe says, you know what? I'm gonna give you a break. You're working hard, you're surrounded with the right people. I'm gonna give you a chance to do good financially. And that's how it works. Because sometimes we think that we're doing everything the right way, but things don't happen, and we don't know why. And I'm convinced that it's about surrounding of the right people. And not always the right people will come. You'll get people that you think they are the right people, but they're not. And at some point, everything moves around on a way that everything puts in place, and your life changes. I think we have a great product, the right people. Opening Africa for us and your countries, it's insane. Cyprus, which is a huge place to do all of this, which all the brokers and exchanges are now. Africa has huge power because all the eyes in the world are in Africa now. I think that only the Africans don't realize this, because when you're in there, you don't realize what's happening outside. Meaning, it happens the same with Latin America. When we were getting a lot of traction, we didn't realize until it was too late. Africa is the continent in the world that has more resources right now, more places to grow food, which is a necessary thing right now, and the economy is changing huge right now. We were talking the other day. Cryptocurrency was actually, let's say, invented in Africa with M-Peso, which was not a cryptocurrency by itself, but it's the way Africans start doing transactions with minutes in the phones. because it has to be something. So we're in a point that things are going to grow exponentially, insanely fast. Artificial intelligence is changing the world um, on ways we didn't expect it, and things are happening 10 times faster. So just to close, I can't be thankful enough of everybody that's in here. The product is great, but more than the product, the community we're putting together is great. So thanks a lot for everything, and I'll get back to you, Prima, so you can actually talk.
Thank you very much, Alejandro. And to add, Africa is sitting with the most. I talk with my hands, guys. That's why I close them. And when I'm presenting with my hands all over the place. So, yes, we are sitting with a huge market when you look at our expat niche. 54 countries in Africa, but we're sitting with a very, very big community as expats. So the target to reach, I mean, Helen is actually South African living abroad, and this is how we've evolved. So we can create traction in a very big way. I don't like to close. I'm going to give the mic to Doc or to Zaf, and if there's testimonials, maybe Doc want to introduce. From my side, guys, thank you ever so much for coming to meet Mr. Alejandro and Roger. It's great to have you here. And we move forward. It's all about action takers because the market will adopt. And do you want to be in with the pioneers, which you already are? You are the pioneers. And yeah, over to you, Zaf. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prima. I just want to hand it over to Doc. He had his hand up. Dr. Liago, you can go for it.
Okay, thank you very much. My last words, I just want to re-echo what the President Alio just said. What happened in the past was these companies will start targeting Africa, and then because of the power of Africa, we give them life. We kick up their structures and then we give them life. And then after that, they pull the rag and then they destroy us. Having given them strength, money, life, and then they leave us stranded. Now, like Coach Heron said, the CEO has given us a solution. I don't know whether you saw the message from somebody from Zimbabwe there. She's resonating with the card and she's asking, how do we register and how do we do KYC? How's the KYC looks like? Mr. Leo, Zimbabwe has been blacklisted. All the cars that I have promoted, including the past recent one, Red Dot Pay, all the cars that we have put, they needed KYC, and Zimbabwe, Uganda, and all these other countries could not partake. But now bringing a card to us with no KYC is bringing a solution to people like my sister here or my brother here in Zimbabwe. And now, why I'm saying the tables have changed. You have started a company, built it, developed it. Africa was not in your mind. But now Africa is embracing this concept and is going to show you its power. But we are just hitting the runway running. So and that's why now you are coming as a CEO appreciating what Africa is doing. Because you are not going to abuse us, you're not going to use us, and then you pull the rag. Because we are established already. Thank you very much.
No, doctor, that's a reality. I don't understand. Sometimes, well, I understand, but my point is, a lot of times, good people pay for bad people mistakes, and that's not fair. But that's just life. And another thing that I don't understand about banks is when you go to a bank to get a loan, they ask you, what's your collateral? If you had collaterals, you wouldn't be there asking for money. It's because you don't have money that you go there.
Exactly.
So we're doing things in a way that we're trying to democratize a lot of the things that has happened in the past that we see that are wrong. But again, when you get with the people that can give you feedback, I told you this the other day, for us, the most important thing is the feedback of you guys. We're not a company, and none of our companies actually in the past have been with big burn rates, monthly fees of employees, because we don't believe on those big corporation structures, because actually the knowledge, it's not in a corporate room. The knowledge is on you guys that are talking to people every day, so we can actually be better. And when we understood that, everything started working a lot better. We're not a perfect company. We've gone through trouble. We will have some trouble also, because all companies in the world go through some stuff, but it's little stuff compared to what you guys have gone through. This is nothing, believe me. Especially because since we don't touch anybody's money, which is the number one problem of MLM companies, is that at some point some idiot just decides that it's the time to rob everybody, go and moves to Dubai with the money of everybody and leave you guys hanging. This time, not even if we want it, we can do it, because we don't touch anybody's money just to save that. I always tell this to people, and it's the crude reality, and a lot of people don't like to say it, but if I had $500 million in my wallet of a community, I think I won't steal it. I think, but I'm not sure, because I haven't had $500 million in my wallet. So I don't know. And I don't know if any of my employees would do it. The only way to have your money safe is not having the money in hands of anybody else. That's what decentralization is all about. It's trying to not take money from anybody. And tools today of technology, all of them are there. You don't have to give money to people to do trading. You can just hit a button, have your money in your control, and do trading attached to a copy trading. Why would you give money to somebody that will steal from you if you can have the same results by having control of your money? And that's something very important that people have to understand. But again, I think we're in the perfect timing with the perfect product with the perfect people, and that not always happen. There's always one component missing, and I think I don't like to say big words like, hey, let's make history and all of that, because it sounds like a sales pitch. But the reality is that today we're making history, because every day I get messages, social media, from people saying, hey, it's the first time I have a card that works. It's the first time I don't have to beg somebody to give me a card, even though it's with my own money. Hey, I'm using the card around the world. Hey, I just sent a card to my grandmother, which lives in another country. She doesn't even understand anything about crypto, but it doesn't matter. I ordered the card, she gets the card, and I only call her and said, hey, grandma, go to the supermarket with that black card and use it, because there's $100 in there that you can use. So we're making things easier to a lot of people around the world. This is not only for the crypto savvy. This is actually for the unsavvy people of the crypto world that want to actually give a chance and get involved. So with that, whoever wants to do the final words, I'll be here. But thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Alejandro. I think that last part you mentioned it very well as well. I said, for those people that got either they got kids in different parts of the world, or they got elderly people, they can even use it as a gift card and load it for them, making it all simple and hassle-free in that way. And with the world moving so advanced, I mean, you can even load the card on your phone, and you can basically now scan your phone and pay for things. So thank you so much for your vision, and I trust everyone on this call got your questions answered. And if you have more questions, we'll get to it on another call, or get back to who invited you to this and get your questions answered as well. So this card, basically, for me, it levels the playing field. It's equality like never before. And to sum things up, get back to who invited you to this call, let them know that you want to be part of this, and they will direct you. Until then, my name is Zaf Khan, and I will see you on the beaches of the world.
Thank you, Zaf. Good work.